Have you ever felt like the universe is trying to tell you something, but you just can't quite figure out what it is? Or maybe you've asked for a sign, a little guidance, or even a miracle, and wondered if anyone or anything out there was really listening. Here's the truth. The universe is listening. In fact, it's been in conversation with you your entire life through your thoughts, emotions, energy, and even the patterns that keep repeating around you. The only problem? Most people don't know how to talk back in a way the universe actually understands. In this video, we're cutting through the fluff. No vague cliches, no wishful thinking. Just 5 powerful, practical ways you can start communicating with the universe and finally get real answers. Whether you're new to this or you've been on a spiritual journey for years, these tools can change the way you see your reality forever. If you believe in signs, synchronicity, and the unseen forces guiding your path, or if you're just curious and open to exploring something deeper, then you're in the right place. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because on this channel, we dive into the truths that shift perspectives, open minds, and awaken the creator within you. Ready? Let's talk to the universe. 1. The universe responds to vibration, not words. Most people live with the illusion that their reality is shaped by their wishes, their prayers, their spoken affirmations, or even their to-do lists. They believe that if they say the right things, visualize with enough clarity, or pray with enough passion, the universe will somehow respond with a matching reward. But the truth is far more subtle and far more powerful. The universe is not listening to your words. It is attuning itself to your vibration. And this fundamental distinction lies at the core of every spiritual teaching, manifestation practice, and law of attraction principle that actually works. Every human being emits a vibrational frequency, an energetic signature that is constantly being broadcast to the universe. This frequency is not a mystical idea or esoteric theory. It is grounded in the laws of physics. Everything in existence is energy. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, and even the words you speak are composed of energy vibrating at different rates. The universe itself is an intelligent, energetic field, constantly responding to the vibrational messages you send through your being, not through your lips. It doesn't hear what you say. It reads what you feel. To understand this, imagine yourself as a radio tower. You are continuously transmitting a signal out into the field around you. That signal is composed of your dominant thoughts, your habitual emotions, and your core beliefs, especially those buried in the subconscious. You may consciously say, "I want love," but if your energy is still shaped by past heartbreak, distrust, or fear of abandonment, what you are actually broadcasting is, "Love is unsafe," or "I'm not worthy of connection." And so, the universe, acting as a perfect mirror, reflects that frequency back to you, not as punishment, but as feedback. You attract relationships that reinforce those old wounds, simply because the energetic frequency you're emitting is aligned with them. The same principle applies to every area of life: money, health, career, purpose, creativity. If you constantly dwell on financial scarcity, even while saying affirmations about abundance, your dominant vibration is still one of lack. You might not be aware of it. You might think your words are changing things. But the energy behind the words remains the same, and the universe always responds to the energy, not the surface-level expression. This is why so many people struggle with manifestation. They are trying to change their reality using language, but they haven't yet changed the emotional and vibrational blueprint within. And here lies the deeper truth. The universe is neutral. It does not operate on morality, preference, or fairness. It simply responds to energetic alignment. It doesn't care if your thoughts are positive or negative, hopeful or fearful. It simply reflects back what you're emitting. Think of it like a cosmic echo. Whatever you put out, whether consciously or unconsciously, comes back to you in the form of people, experiences, opportunities, or obstacles. If your dominant energy is, "I am not good enough," life will keep handing you situations that reinforce that belief, because that is the frequency you're tuned to. Let's consider the example of someone who constantly worries about being taken advantage of. That worry isn't just a passing thought, it becomes a dominant emotional state, which then turns into a vibrational field. That person may speak confidently, even appear strong on the outside, but if the inner signal says people will exploit me, the universe responds by sending situations, co-workers, partners, clients, that confirm this narrative. Not to punish them, but because their energetic blueprint is attracting exactly what it aligns with. Another important concept is the idea that thoughts on their own do not create. It's the emotion behind the thought, the vibration, that activates the creative process. You can say, "I'm wealthy" 100 times a day, but if you feel insecure, unworthy, or ashamed about money, that emotional state is what actually shapes your reality. Your body and emotions carry the true signal, not your words. That is why trying to fake it until you make it often backfires unless you truly embody the energy of success or abundance. The universe is not fooled by performance. It responds only to authenticity. This is also why people often repeat patterns in their lives. They don't realize they are broadcasting the same vibrational message again and again. They think life is random, or that they're simply unlucky, but in reality they are energetically aligned with the very things they're trying to escape. A person who has unresolved childhood trauma around abandonment might keep attracting emotionally unavailable partners. A person with deep-seated beliefs that money is the root of all evil might subconsciously sabotage financial success. None of these patterns are coincidental. They are vibrationally precise reflections of internal states. To change what the universe sends back to you, you must change the signal you're sending. And that requires more than just changing your thoughts. It requires you to become vibrationally congruent with the reality you wish to experience. This is the essence of embodiment. You must become the version of yourself who already has what you desire, not in fantasy, but in feeling. If you want love, become love. If you want abundance, feel abundant. Not one day in the future, but now. Because the universe responds to who you are being, not what you are asking for. This doesn't mean suppressing or denying your current emotions. It means becoming radically honest about what you're truly broadcasting. It means becoming aware of your emotional defaults, fear, shame, guilt, doubt, and consciously choosing to shift them, not by force, but by presence and practice. It might start with small shifts, replacing self-criticism with compassion, replacing scarcity thoughts with gratitude, replacing victimhood with empowerment. Over time, these new emotional patterns become your dominant frequency, and the universe will respond to the upgrade. A practical way to shift your vibration is through emotional awareness. Notice what you feel most of the time, not what you want to feel, but what you actually feel. Those emotional patterns are the indicators of your energetic state. You may wish for change, but if your daily emotional tone is frustration or anxiety, then that is what's being communicated to the universe. Emotional awareness gives you the power to choose differently. And that choice, repeated with intention, becomes a new vibrational baseline. Another tool is somatic alignment, connecting your physical body with your energetic state. Our bodies hold emotional memories, and sometimes words are not enough to shift our frequency. Breath work, meditation, movement, and even vocal expression can help release stuck energy and elevate your vibration. This is not about pretending to be happy. It's about clearing the blocks that prevent your natural joy, clarity, and confidence from rising to the surface. The core message is this: you do not attract what you say, you attract what you are. If your life feels like a reflection of chaos, confusion, or lack, the answer isn't out there. It's in the signal you're sending. The good news is that signal is entirely within your power to shift. And once you do, once your energy aligns with the reality you truly desire, the universe has no choice but to reflect it back. Not because it's rewarding you, but because you've become a vibrational match. This is not wishful thinking. It's not spiritual fluff. It's energetic law. Just like a radio only receives the station it's tuned to, you can only receive what aligns with your frequency. That frequency is shaped every moment by how you feel, what you believe, and what you embody. When your thoughts, emotions, and energy all harmonize with the same truth, the universe responds with precision. The question is not whether the universe is listening. It always is. The real question is, what message are you sending? 2. Awareness is the first step to transformation. One of the greatest illusions most people live under is the belief that life is simply happening to them. They believe that events unfold at random, that circumstances are largely out of their control, and that whatever hand they've been dealt in life is just something they must endure. But what if this perception is the very thing keeping them trapped? What if the root cause of repeated struggles, disappointments, and limitations isn't the external world, but their own unconscious patterns? This is where the true power of awareness begins to reveal itself, not as a passive observation, but as the gateway to transformation. Awareness is not just the act of noticing. It is the light that reveals the invisible forces shaping your reality. Without it, you live in reaction, reacting to situations, people, and outcomes, not realizing that these external experiences are often reflections of internal programs. But with awareness, you begin to see the mechanics of your own life, how your beliefs influence your expectations, how your emotions color your perception, how your thoughts shape your energy, and how all of it together becomes the signal you send out to the universe. The truth is, you are always communicating with the universe. Every moment, your vibration, comprised of your dominant emotional states, thought patterns, and subconscious beliefs, is being broadcast outward. But most people are unaware of what they're actually emitting. They say they want love, but vibrate fear. They say they want abundance, but live in worry. They say they want change, but emotionally cling to the past. And because the universe responds not to what you say, but to what you are, it reflects these inner contradictions back to you in the form of repeated experiences. This is why life can seem so cyclical. You may notice the same types of people showing up in your life, the same arguments resurfacing, the same financial challenges repeating like clockwork. Without awareness, it feels like bad luck or fate. But with awareness, you begin to understand the deeper truth. These are patterns, energetic patterns, vibrational messages you've been unconsciously sending, and they will continue to loop until they are seen, understood, and shifted. Not through force or denial, but through conscious observation and alignment. Awareness allows you to step back from the drama of your own life and see the script you've been unconsciously writing. It helps you recognize when you are acting from old wounds, outdated beliefs, or inherited conditioning. You begin to notice the subtle voice of your inner critic, the invisible pressure of past traumas, or the limiting beliefs passed down from family, culture, or religion. These internal forces may have once served a purpose, keeping you safe, accepted, or stable, but now they keep you small, afraid, and stuck. For example, a person who grew up hearing that money is hard to earn may carry that belief into adulthood, unconsciously pushing away opportunities or sabotaging success. They may not even realize they're doing it. They'll say they want abundance, they'll read books, say affirmations, and take action, but unless they become aware of the inner belief driving their energy, nothing truly changes. The same is true for love, health, creativity, or self-worth. Without awareness, your subconscious runs the show. With awareness, you reclaim the power to rewrite the script. But awareness is not always comfortable. In fact, it often begins with discomfort, with the realization that you've been living from a place of reaction, fear, or limitation. You start to see how much of your life has been shaped by unconscious programming. You notice your defensive behaviors, your avoidance patterns, your tendency to seek validation, or your fear of rejection. This level of honesty requires courage. It forces you to confront the ways in which you've been out of alignment with the version of yourself you truly want to become. Yet, it is in this confrontation that the seeds of transformation are planted. Because once you see a pattern, you can no longer be a victim of it. The moment you recognize, this is a belief I'm carrying, not an absolute truth, you create space. And in that space, you gain the freedom to choose differently. You begin to respond rather than react. You pause before falling into old habits. You question the voice of fear and listen more closely to the voice of intuition. This is the beginning of conscious living. Awareness also brings with it a kind of inner stillness, a detachment from the emotional chaos of everyday life. You stop being tossed around by every external trigger because you begin to see them not as threats, but as reflections. When someone criticizes you, you ask, what part of me is still seeking validation? When a door closes, instead of spiraling into despair, you consider, what part of me was not aligned with that path? This doesn't mean you become emotionless or indifferent. It means you become centered, grounded in your own knowing, empowered by your own energy. This shift is profound. Most people are controlled by their emotions without realizing it. Fear, anger, jealousy, and anxiety shape their decisions and dominate their inner world. But with awareness, emotions are no longer masters. They become messengers. You begin to ask, what is this feeling showing me, rather than trying to escape or suppress it? You start to work with your emotional energy rather than against it. You transmute it. Fear becomes clarity. Anger becomes a call to boundaries. Sadness becomes a signal for healing. And in this way, awareness becomes a form of alchemy, turning the raw material of human experience into spiritual gold. One of the most powerful aspects of awareness is the realization that you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the one observing them. The moment you step into this role of observer, you gain access to a higher intelligence, the part of you that sees patterns, remembers truth, and makes decisions from wisdom rather than conditioning. From this elevated state, you can shift your frequency not by pretending to be someone else, but by aligning with who you truly are beneath the layers of programming. This is why awareness is the first step to transformation. It is the doorway through which all true change enters. You cannot change what you do not first acknowledge. And the more conscious you become of your inner world, the more power you have to influence your outer reality. When you catch yourself spiraling into lack, you can pause and redirect your focus to gratitude. When you notice old beliefs resurfacing, you can question them, reframe them, and replace them with new ones. Each moment becomes an opportunity to shift your energy, to become more aligned, more present, more powerful. But awareness is not a one-time realization. It is a daily practice. It's not about achieving perfection or never slipping into old patterns. It's about becoming more and more awake to who you're being in each moment. It's about catching yourself when you fall, forgiving yourself when you judge, and realigning when you stray. The more you live with awareness, the less you need external validation, control, or certainty. Because you begin to trust the process of your own evolution. You begin to recognize the signs, synchronicities, and opportunities that were always there, but hidden behind the fog of unconsciousness. In the end, awareness is not just about seeing more clearly. It's about living more deeply. It's about moving through the world with intention, rather than reaction. It's about shifting from survival to creation, from fear to freedom, from limitation to possibility. The universe is always listening, but it cannot give you what you are not ready to receive, and readiness begins with awareness. The moment you become aware of the energy you're sending out, you become capable of shifting it. And the moment you shift it, the universe responds, not with punishment or reward, but with resonance. Awareness is not the final destination. It's the beginning of a sacred conversation, a conversation with your highest self, with the field of infinite intelligence that surrounds you, with the version of you who already knows the way. The only question is, are you willing to listen? 3. The language of the universe: prayer, meditation, and presence. In a world obsessed with noise, urgency, and performance, many people have forgotten how to listen. Not just to others, but to life itself, to the deeper, quieter currents that move beneath the surface of experience. In their search for answers, they plead, they affirm, they strive. But too often, their energy is frantic, fragmented, and desperate. And so, they miss the response. The universe, always listening, always responding, doesn't communicate in words. It speaks in energy, in vibration, in alignment. And the clearest ways to truly connect with this unseen intelligence are through 3 powerful gateways: prayer, meditation, and presence. These are not religious rituals, esoteric practices, or spiritual trends. They are energetic tools, and when practiced with awareness, they become the purest language the universe understands. Let's begin with prayer, perhaps the most misunderstood of the 3. For centuries, prayer has been viewed as a petition, an act of asking, of begging, of reaching out to some higher power in hopes that a wish might be granted. It is often saturated with desperation. Please help me. Please fix this. Please give me what I lack. But this kind of prayer, while sincere, carries with it a dangerous vibration, the energy of lack. And the universe, being vibrationally precise, does not respond to the words of your prayer, but to the energy behind them. When you ask from a place of emptiness, the signal you send is that you are without, that you are separate, that you are in need. And so, the universe reflects more of that state back to you, not as a punishment, but as resonance. True prayer is not about pleading. It is about aligning. It is a declaration of trust, of knowing, of stepping into a reality before it appears. The most powerful prayers are not the ones whispered with trembling hope, but the ones spoken with unwavering conviction. Thank you for the abundance flowing into my life. I trust that what is meant for me is already on its way. I am aligned with love, with clarity, with truth. These are not requests. They are statements of frequency. In that moment, you are not asking the universe to intervene. You are harmonizing with the version of you who already embodies the outcome you desire. You are collapsing the gap between what you want and who you are by stepping into the energy of already being. And yet, for prayer to truly shift your vibration, it must be more than just repetition. It must be felt. The words themselves carry no magic if they are hollow. You can say, "I am worthy" 1,000 times, but if you say it from a place of doubt or shame, the universe responds not to the affirmation, but to the insecurity underneath it. That's why prayer, in its highest form, is not performance. It is embodiment. It is a moment of emotional resonance, a vibrational recalibration. It is not about changing the universe. It is about changing you. Where prayer is the act of speaking, meditation is the art of listening. And this is where many people struggle. They pray, they affirm, they ask, but they never stop long enough to hear the answer. Their minds are filled with static, worries, plans, regrets, comparisons. Even when they sit in silence, their inner world is noisy, and yet the universe is always speaking. It's just that most people are too distracted to hear. Meditation is not about emptying the mind or achieving some mystical state of perfection. It's about making space for clarity, space for truth, space for the subtle whispers of the universe to rise through the chaos. When you meditate, you don't force answers, you receive them. Often not as words or visions, but as a knowing, an inner shift, a sudden insight that couldn't emerge while the mind was busy analyzing. It may be a sense of peace, a release of tension, or a new way of seeing a situation. Meditation is not passive, it is receptive. It's where the noise fades and the signal becomes clear. In this space of inner stillness, you begin to notice the signs you once missed. The repeated patterns, the synchronicities, the gut feelings. These are not coincidences, they are responses. They are the universe communicating in the only language it speaks, energy. But you can only understand that language when you are present enough to perceive it. And that brings us to the most essential key of all, presence. Without presence, prayer becomes wishful thinking and meditation becomes daydreaming. Presence is the bridge that connects intention and reception. It is the doorway to divine timing, and it is the state of consciousness that brings you into alignment with the now, which is the only moment the universe ever speaks in. Most people are not present. They are living in projections of the future or memories of the past. They replay old conversations. They worry about what might happen. They carry guilt, regret, fear, or hope. All emotions rooted in moments that are not now, and because of that, they miss the power that is only available here, in this breath, in this moment. The present is not just where your life unfolds. It's where your energy aligns. It's where creation happens. It's where answers arrive. When you are present, you begin to see life differently. The random conversation you overhear becomes a message. The song that comes on the radio feels like a sign. The decision you've been wrestling with suddenly becomes clear. This is not magic. It's not coincidence. It's the result of you tuning your awareness to the frequency where the universe communicates. Presence sharpens your perception. It makes you aware of the interconnectedness of all things. And in that state, even the ordinary begins to feel sacred. To live in presence is to surrender the illusion of control. You stop trying to force outcomes, to push against life. You begin to trust in the timing of things. You recognize that you are not separate from the flow of the universe. You are the flow, and life is unfolding through you, not just around you. This does not mean passivity. It means alignment. Action taken from presence is powerful. It is inspired, not impulsive. It comes from clarity, not desperation. What makes prayer, meditation, and presence so transformative is that together, they harmonize your internal world. When you pray with conviction, meditate with openness, and live with presence, you become a clear vessel for universal intelligence. You stop sending mixed signals. You stop chasing what is already yours. You begin to embody the version of you who is already living in the reality you desire. And in doing so, you create coherence between your mind, body, and energy. That coherence becomes a magnetic field, drawing into your life experiences, opportunities, and people that match your elevated state. But none of this can be done mechanically. You can't hack the universe. You can't manipulate your way into alignment. These practices are not formulas. They are doorways into deeper levels of being. They are invitations to show up fully, to strip away the noise and remember who you are beneath the programming. And who you are at your core is not a seeker. You are a creator, a being of vibration, a mirror of the divine. And when you begin to pray, not as a beggar, but as a co-creator, when you meditate not to escape, but to receive, when you live not for someday, but fully in this moment, you awaken a power that cannot be taught, only remembered. So if you've ever felt like your prayers go unanswered, like your meditations are empty, like the universe is silent, it may be because you've been speaking a language it doesn't understand. The universe doesn't respond to noise. It responds to resonance. It responds to truth. And the truth lives here, now, in this breath, in this stillness, in this moment where you stop doing and start being. The question has never been whether the universe is listening. It's always been, are you truly speaking its language? 4. Visualization and affirmations must be felt, not just repeated. In the world of manifestation and spiritual growth, visualization and affirmations are often promoted as powerful tools to reshape one's reality. And indeed, they are. But the way most people use them strips away their true potential. They repeat affirmations like mantras, visualize outcomes like daydreams, hoping these actions will somehow trick the universe into delivering their desires. What they don't realize is that the universe is never fooled by surface-level expressions. It doesn't respond to what you say with your mouth or imagine with your mind. It responds to what you feel in your body, what you believe in your subconscious, and what you embody in your vibration. Let's begin with visualization, the practice of mentally picturing a desired outcome. At its best, visualization isn't simply a mental exercise, it is an energetic rehearsal. It allows you to shift your inner world to align with a version of yourself who is already living the life you desire. When you visualize properly, you're not just seeing something, you're stepping into the experience of it. You're feeling it, you're being it, your senses engage, your emotions activate, and your energy shifts. That shift is what the universe responds to. What many people fail to grasp is that the subconscious mind, the deeper layer of thought that governs over 90% of your beliefs, behaviors, and reactions, does not distinguish between what is vividly imagined and what is real. Studies in neuroscience have shown that when you visualize something with emotional intensity and sensory detail, the same parts of the brain light up as if you were actually living it. This means that a well-executed visualization can literally rewire your brain, recondition your nervous system, and transform your default emotional state. However, the key lies in how you visualize. Most people approach visualization like a hopeful spectator. They imagine their dream life from a distance as something they wish they had but don't. The scene they build in their mind is tinted with longing, doubt, or disbelief. They may see themselves in the new house, driving the dream car, or holding the hand of a soulmate. But if the emotional undercurrent is, "This isn't real," or "I wish this could happen," then what they're truly broadcasting is lack. The visualization becomes counterproductive because it reinforces the gap between where they are and where they want to be. True visualization collapses that gap. Instead of watching the scene like a movie, you step into it. You see through your own eyes, not from the outside. You feel the textures, hear the sounds, breathe in the air. You let your heart swell with the emotions that would be present if it were already real. Joy, peace, gratitude, confidence, security. These emotions are the fuel. The stronger and more genuine the feeling, the stronger and more coherent the vibrational signal you emit. And that signal becomes a magnet, drawing into your life the people, events, and opportunities that match your energetic state. But visualization is not a one-time practice. Just like learning a new skill or strengthening a muscle, it requires repetition. The more frequently you step into this imagined experience, the more familiar it becomes to your body and mind. Eventually, your subconscious begins to accept it as truth. Your nervous system acclimates to the elevated state. And from that place of inner alignment, your external world begins to shift, not through force, but through resonance. The same principle applies to affirmations, which are often misunderstood as magic spells. Positive phrases you can repeat until the universe listens. But affirmations don't work because you say them. They work because of the belief and emotion behind them. If you say, "I am worthy," while still feeling broken, ashamed, or undeserving. Your subconscious hears the contradiction. It doesn't register the words, it registers the energy. And when your words and your energy are misaligned, the universe follows your energy every time. The subconscious mind is like the operating system of your life. It has been programmed since childhood with beliefs about who you are, what you deserve, what is possible for you. If those beliefs are rooted in limitation, such as "I'm not good enough," "success is for other people," or "love always leads to pain," they will quietly shape your reality no matter how many affirmations you recite. This is why surface-level positivity often fails to create meaningful change. You cannot decorate your inner world with pretty words and expect the foundation to be rebuilt. True transformation requires you to go deeper. So how do you make affirmations work? You align them with truth, not intellectual truth, but felt truth. Start small. Instead of affirming something that feels completely out of reach, choose something you can partially believe. If "I'm wealthy" feels like a lie, try "I'm learning to receive abundance." If "I am powerful" triggers self-doubt, try "I'm remembering my inner strength." These transitional affirmations act as bridges. They soften resistance and allow your subconscious to begin accepting new possibilities. But most importantly, you must feel the affirmation. You must embody it. Don't just say "I'm loved." Close your eyes, recall a moment when you truly felt loved, and breathe that memory into your being. Let your heart open. Let your body remember. When the words are paired with a genuine emotion, the affirmation becomes a vibrational instruction, not just a linguistic one. That emotional congruence is what makes the affirmation powerful. That is what rewrites the subconscious code. Another mistake people make with affirmations is using them reactively, from a place of fear or desperation. For example, someone facing financial hardship may start saying, "I'm abundant," over and over again, not because they feel abundant, but because they are terrified of scarcity. The affirmation, in this case, becomes a mask, a way to escape reality rather than transform it. But energy doesn't lie. The universe doesn't respond to what you wish you believed. It responds to what you truly believe. If your energy is rooted in fear, that's the signal you're sending, no matter how positive your words are. That's why the deeper work must accompany the affirmation. Shadow work, inner child healing, emotional integration. You can't simply affirm your way out of trauma. You have to acknowledge it, hold it, and love it back into wholeness. Once that inner alignment is restored, affirmations become amplifiers of truth rather than band-aids over wounds. One of the most effective ways to combine visualization and affirmation is through a practice of embodied imagination. Each morning or before bed, close your eyes and step into a scene from your desired future. See it, feel it, speak it. Say aloud the affirmations that align with this version of you. Let your voice match the energy of the vision. I am calm. I am clear. I am exactly where I need to be. Abundance flows to me with ease. I am safe to receive love. Let each word land in your body. Let each feeling rise with it. Don't rush. Let it be real. Over time, these practices create a new baseline, a new vibrational default. They begin to override the old programming not by force, but by consistency. You no longer have to fight your thoughts or suppress your doubts. You simply become more familiar with a new energetic state. And when your inner state changes, the universe must reflect that change. Because again, it is not responding to what you say. It is responding to what you are. In essence, visualization and affirmation are not tools to get what you want. They are tools to become who you truly are. They are ways to realign your identity, to reshape your energy, and to reawaken the parts of you that already hold the frequency of your desires. You are not trying to manifest from lack. You are remembering your natural wholeness. You are broadcasting a signal of truth. The question then is not, what should I say or what should I picture? The deeper question is, can I feel what I'm claiming as already mine? Can I step into the frequency of already having, already being, already knowing? Because that's the language the universe hears. That's the vibration that shapes your reality. And that's the moment when transformation truly begins. Not when you repeat a phrase, but when you finally believe it. 5. Writing as a manifestation tool. In a digital age where thoughts vanish into fleeting social media posts and emotions are often reduced to emojis, the simple act of writing, pen on paper, thought to form, remains one of the most potent spiritual and energetic practices available. It is far more than journaling for self-reflection or making a to-do list. Writing is a sacred bridge between the internal world and the external one. When used with intention, it becomes a manifestation tool of incredible precision. Why? Because writing clarifies, concentrates, and crystallizes your energy into a physical form the universe can respond to. It is the most tangible way to declare your desires, align with your intentions, and activate new realities. The process of writing demands that you slow down. Unlike thought, which is scattered, non-linear, and often chaotic, writing requires focus. You cannot write and wander simultaneously. To put pen to paper is to become present with your inner world, and presence is the condition for clarity. Most people don't truly know what they want because they've never slowed down enough to ask themselves and answer with honesty. They carry vague desires. I want to be happy. I want more money. I want to feel loved. But vagueness is not a frequency. It's static. The universe doesn't respond to unclear signals. When you write with intention, you are forced to define your desires. You move from ambiguity to specificity. You have to choose the words that most accurately reflect what you want. You begin to sort through conflicting emotions and competing narratives. You uncover not only your goals, but the beliefs you hold about them. Do I really believe I can have this? Am I afraid of it? Do I feel worthy of it? Writing exposes your unconscious blocks and brings them into the light. And the moment something becomes visible, it becomes shiftable. That's why writing isn't just expression, it's transformation. But even more than that, writing creates energetic structure. A thought, no matter how vivid, is invisible. It exists only in your mind. A spoken word, though powerful, disappears into the air the moment it is spoken. But writing is physical. It stays. It has form. And form is the beginning of manifestation. When you write something down, you anchor it in time and space. You are literally moving an idea from the metaphysical realm into the physical. And that is not a metaphor. It is a sacred act of creation. Imagine writing a letter to the universe, not as a symbolic ritual, but as a contract. You sit down and articulate exactly what you desire, not from a place of desperation or lack, but from a place of aligned certainty. You speak as if it is already happening. You express gratitude not for the hope, but for the knowing that what you seek is already making its way to you. That letter becomes a vibrational broadcast, a signal encoded with clarity, emotion, and intention. And unlike scattered thoughts or vague affirmations, that letter sends a coherent message that the universe can reflect back to you. But this act of writing goes deeper than intention setting. It is also a tool for identity creation. Every story you write reinforces a self-concept. Most people are unconsciously scripting their identity with limiting beliefs. I'm not good at relationships. I always mess things up. I don't know what I'm doing. These mental scripts shape their energy and therefore their outcomes. When you write deliberately, you begin to rewrite these scripts. You choose new narratives. I am learning to trust myself. I am ready to receive love with openness and safety. I am becoming the version of me who thrives. This isn't fake. It's not delusion. It's intentional reprogramming. The subconscious mind loves repetition, and writing something down reinforces it both visually and kinesthetically. The act of forming letters with your hand engages your brain differently than typing or speaking. It becomes embedded more deeply. That's why even brief writing practices, done consistently, can have a cumulative impact on your beliefs, emotions, and energy field. Furthermore, writing can be used to release. You can write out what no longer serves you. You can name your fears, express your grief, acknowledge your doubts, and in doing so, unburden your energetic system. Emotional suppression blocks the flow of manifestation. When you carry unspoken pain or shame, it acts like static, distorting your signal. But when you write it out honestly, without judgment, you transmute it. You allow it to move through you rather than define you. That release opens space for something new to enter. Some people burn their written intentions as a symbolic release, letting go of control and attachment. Others keep them in sacred journals or tucked away on altars. The method doesn't matter. What matters is the energy behind it. Writing at its most powerful is not about asking, it's about becoming. You are not writing to get something. You are writing to align yourself with a reality that already exists energetically, waiting for your readiness to match it. Even gratitude journaling, a simple and widely recommended practice, is actually a form of vibrational elevation. When you write what you're grateful for, you shift your focus from what's missing to what's already abundant. And as the universal law goes, what you focus on expands. Gratitude isn't just emotional, it's magnetic. When you consistently write from gratitude, you teach your subconscious to look for more things to be grateful for. That shift in perception changes your mood, your frequency, and your receptivity to life's gifts. One of the most overlooked benefits of writing as a manifestation tool is that it builds inner congruence. Many people live with internal contradictions. They say they want one thing but act in opposition to it. They think one way, feel another, and behave entirely differently. This lack of coherence weakens their vibrational signal. But when you write down your desires, values, and vision, and revisit them often, you start aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions. You become unified, clear, and clarity is magnetic. Writing also helps you track progress. Sometimes manifestations are subtle and unfold gradually. Without reflection, you may miss how much you've changed. But when you reread what you wrote months ago, you may realize the thing you once hoped for is now your reality. That awareness builds confidence and trust, not only in the process, but in yourself. You start seeing yourself as a conscious creator, not a passive recipient. If there's one truth that underpins the power of writing, it's this: the universe responds to clarity, not to confusion, not to hesitation, not to wishful thinking. When you write with certainty about who you are, what you desire, and what you're ready to receive, you collapse energetic uncertainty. You stop sending mixed signals. You declare, "This is who I am. This is what I believe. This is what I'm available for." That declaration is more than ink on a page. It is frequency in form. So ask yourself, what have you been unconsciously writing with your thoughts, with your internal monologue, with the stories you repeat to yourself each day? If your life feels like a reflection of misalignment or lack, the answer may not lie in external change, but in internal authorship. You have the power to write a new chapter, not just figuratively, but literally. Whether it's a vision letter, a gratitude journal, a list of intentions, or a stream of consciousness release, writing gives form to the unseen. It's not just about what you want, it's about who you're becoming. And every time you write from that place of embodiment, belief, and clarity, you send out a message. I am ready. The universe, always listening, always mirroring, responds in kind, not because you asked, but because you aligned. In the end, these 5 ways, shifting your vibration, cultivating awareness, practicing true prayer and meditation, feeling your visualizations and affirmations, and writing with intention aren't just techniques. They are invitations to live consciously, to become a deliberate creator of your reality, and to finally speak the language the universe understands. When your energy, beliefs, emotions, and actions align, the universe doesn't need to be convinced. It responds naturally and precisely. Have you tried any of these practices? Which one resonates with you the most, or which are you curious to explore deeper? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your experiences, insights, or even questions about how to better connect with the universe. Let's start a conversation.